Hello, 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 hello. I am so excited today, y'all, because today is a special day. We have another live coaching session. Let me just tell you, you all have spoken. My last live coaching session has been the absolute highest rated session that we've done on the Dr. Kiki Ramsey Show, and it's because of you all are going on there on all of your podcasts and you are downloading the episodes. So go ahead, go back to any of the channels that you watch or listen to the podcast on, and you'll see, you'll hear that session. But today we have another one, and I'm so excited to invite our guest on the show today. It's going to be Sean Rollins Barnes. We know each other. We went to school with each other at Berea College. And today, y'all, it's so special because Berea College is here. They're at my house. They are actually doing a story on me as an alum and all of the amazing and blessed success I've been able to have over these years. And so I'm just so grateful. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the background, but I'm going to not focus on them because I'm going to focus on Sean, and we're going to have an amazing, amazing coaching session on the Dr. Kiki Ramsey Show right after this. Sean, how you doing?
Oh, awesome. How are you? How are you?
Good. I'm so excited. Let me just tell you why. Like, number one, we've done some work together, but we've actually not done a real coaching session, like a deep dive coaching session that we're going to do today. We've done some derivatives of a coaching. You've been in my Thrive program, my Thrive course, shout to the Thrive Tribe. And so we also went to the same alma mater, Berea College in Kentucky, which is here today. Like I said, doing a story. So I'm so happy because this is not our first time talking. We know each other, but you are somewhat new to coaching. Is that right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Something I've always been interested in, of course, but I jumped at the opportunity once I reconnected with you and knew the great work that you've done over the years. So that was one of the most important things I wanted to do for 2023, and it's happening.
Yay! I'm so excited. Okay, so let me just explain to you and our audience a little bit about coaching so that everybody is kind of aware of what coaching is. Coaching is really a process between you and me, right? I'm the coach, you're the client, that is meant to help you, gain awareness around the issue that you're bringing to the session. At the end of the day, my hope is that I can help you get from A to where you want to be. And so that's the goal, but this is your session, right? It's your session. I'm going to help guide us to get you to that destination. Does that sound good?
Absolutely. I'm excited.
Awesome. I'm so excited. Okay. So we have about a good 30 minutes. We may go over a little bit. I want to make sure we get to the end of what we're trying to do. So hang on. I'm not going to take us the full hour, but I do want to, let you know that we may go over just a bit. Just it's depending on how the session goes. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. So Sean, what is it that you want to talk about today?
Okay. So I'm in transition. I have been in a career of human resources for about the better part of 15 years. And what I feel has happened is I've worked so hard on other people's dreams. So currently, I work for American Cancer Society. And I started American Cancer Society because in 2023, between 2009 and 2013, I lost 5 members of my family to cancer. So I had a personal vendetta about it. So I sought a position at American Cancer Society, started at an entry-level position, even though this was probably my 10th professional year. Started a career, started at the bottom, and then I've worked my way up to being, it's literally the CEO, the CDO, and myself. That's who I report to. So I've done that, but it's not my dream. It's something that I kind of fell into because of where I was or how my career has progressed. Now, I'm taking a bet on myself. So I've decided to leave American Cancer Society. I'm leaving on great terms, of course, and I'm leaving with their support, but I'm going to bet on myself right now. I'm thinking about a myriad of avenues that I want to go down. One thought process is law school. One thought process is getting my PMP for project management, because that's what I've been working in. Another thought process is getting certified in human resources. So there's so many different ways. And I guess what I want to talk about today is, how do I, one, bet on myself successfully, two, streamline exactly what it is I want to do and kind of push myself towards that trajectory. You know, I want to make sure that in 10 years I am seen as a professional or expert in my field. I just want to make sure that I get there in the best way.
Okay, gotcha. Well, first of all, let me just say this. Congratulations for making the choice to bet on yourself, because that to me is something that a lot of people don't get to. They don't get to this place in their lives. I mean, research says that 56% of all Americans are unhappy at work, right? That means 56% don't take the opportunity to bet on themselves and take their career into their own hands. And so I did want to acknowledge you as it pertains to that. So congratulations on that point. And so you mentioned a couple things that you wanted to, figure out how to bet on yourself, how to get from, try to figure out some choices in terms of the direction that you want to go. Out of the things that you named, which one seems most important right now for us to work on in this session? As I try to find my
I
pen.
guess right now, what I would really like to, if you ask me where I am versus where I want to be, is gaining the confidence to change careers, to go into and I won't even say change careers, to elevate myself in a career path. I think that human resources is where I want to be. I love what you do as coaching, but I know that that's not my ministry. So that's not something that I'm trying to go down. But at the end of the day, training, being able to provide counsel to someone who's going through a hard time, who's going through a human resources issue at their place of work. And I guess one of the things, and I don't want to throw another wrench into my dreams, but one of the things that I would ultimately love to do is to take either young women who are 17 about to go into college and train them, or not even train them, or just give them like life skills and give them, just business curriculum. Just tell them, this is acumen. This is how you do it. This is how you start. This is how you dress. This is how you present yourself, to set them up for success. Also, women who have been rehabilitated in our penal system, getting them back acclimated to society and getting into the workforce. So that's ultimate dream. That's where I want to be. But I'm just trying to figure out, how do I, right now I work in diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Okay.
So I'm into training.
Okay. Gotcha.
I've done that. So I want to be able to just take it to the next level.
Okay. Gotcha. So what I'm hearing is you want to be able to take what you already know, which are your strengths, right? You're strong in, training, to the next level and gain the confidence to do so, right? Because I hear a lot of different things that you want to do, which is really good, because I think those are really great places to start. But you mentioned gaining the confidence in this session. What does that actually look like? Like by the end of the session, if you've gained the confidence that you want, what does that look like in tangibility?
It looks like validation. It looks like being able to say, you know what, you have gained certain transferable skills that will get you into a better position. Ultimately, I want to make more money. Ultimately, I want to be able to walk into my new place of employment and let them know what I'm worth. Negotiate exactly what it is that I feel that I'm worth and have the confidence behind it to know that I know what I'm talking about.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is that, by the end of the session, you will have wanted to kind of walk through some certain scenarios of what you've already done
Mm-hmm.
to validate and to just kind of brainstorm that you already have the tools that you need to go out there and do the things that you want in the future.
And that's why you Dr. Kiki.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said those words, but it's going down the avenue of where I was trying to get to. I do want to just make sure that I make a statement, not only on behalf of myself, but on the Thrive Tribe, and even just Berea College. We are so proud of you, girl. You have done the thing.
Do not, because this is a coaching session. Do not make me cry.
No, we're not going there. But at the end of the day, that's why you've gotten where you are, because you're able to hear the heart of people, even though they may not say the correct words, but you're able to deduce exactly what it is that they're looking for.
Thank you so much for saying that.
All right, so let's go.
Okay.
I have cards and everything right here ready.
All right, gotcha. Thank you so much. All right, so we're headed towards really trying to figure out like those strengths that will leave you feeling more confident, and not identifying what those are that will leave you more confident at the end of this session, to know that whatever you choose to go toward, you have what it takes, right? So why is this really important to you at this very moment in your life?
Okay, so I just got married.
Yay!
I did. I just got married. Just got married, and I feel like, especially in 2023, I've reconnected with so many powerful women who are, I guess, everyone is in a transit. Well, I don't want to say everyone is on their road. No one sitting around the table can say, "Oh, I made it." Everyone still has dreams. Everyone still have things that they want to accomplish. And so I'm sitting right there at the table, and I'm recognizing, one, if you would have asked 20-year-old me who graduated from Berea College, where will you be in 20 years? I would have said, "Oh, I've made it. I'm at this point, I'm ready to retire." But now sitting here, I'm like, yeah, I'm not even there. Let's not. But it's important to me right now because I'm in a state of transition, and I know that other women are in this state, so I don't feel alone. And so because I don't feel alone, I feel like, okay, let's just get along with it. Let's make ourselves success stories. I want Berea College to come one day to my house and recognize what I'm doing, but
whoop, whoop.
Just kidding. But but that's the thing, and then I have yet to become a mom. So that's on the top 3 of things I want to accomplish in the next 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No.
So with that, I will say this. Becoming a mom has always been so very important to me. And unfortunately, I had not had the opportunity up until now. My life hadn't been set up that way. But now I feel like it is. So I chose to go into nonprofit, which I think is something that I may want to think about getting out of. I chose to go into nonprofit because I felt like it would give me flexibility or to be able to raise a family. But I'm not sure no more. I'm not so sure. So, but it's important to me because of my family. That's the number one core value that I have is family.
Okay. All right. I love that though. And I know you're so family oriented, and your family is very lucky to have you because you're thinking about them in all the ways, which is so amazing. And so what do you think you need in order for us to hit your goal today of really understanding your strengths, in terms of where you want to head for your life? What do you think you need?
A plan.
A
I
plan.
think I need like tangible steps
Hmm.
that I can pursue and timelines of where I can look back and say, okay, you've hit this goal.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. A plan, tangible steps, wonderful confidence building. Okay. S- I love that you are, taking your career into your own hands. And you said earlier that you are in a place where you're ready to move on. And you have all these skills, and there were a lot of different aspects that I feel that you named that you could use your skills at. So why don't you tell me what are your biggest strengths that you think you have right now?
Professionally, well, I'll go across the board. I think first and foremost, I am a support mate.
Mm,
Um, be that with my husband, be that with my family, be that in the professional sense, I am always a team player. Secondly, my organizational skills. I can look at an issue or a problem and be able to put it into steps of, okay, first we need to do this, secondly we need to do this, third we need to do this, and let's hit this timeline or this goal by this timeline. Okay, now we need to move on to step 4. um and I think the last thing I would say, which kind of goes into the first thing, is if you give me a task, I'm going to get it done. I don't stop until I get it done. um I think those will be the top 3 things.
okay. So what I'm hearing you say is you're a team player, you
Hmm.
have mad organizational skills, and you are task oriented
Yes, and results driven.
and results driven. I love that. Driven. Okay, perfect. So how have these skills helped you get to where you are today?
um I think that if you ask any of my former employers or even managers, they would tell you that I'm the person that they could count on. Even if for any reason they've given a task to someone else, they will always copy me on that task because either I'm going to be the one who makes sure it gets done or I'm going to try to lend a hand in making sure it gets done.
I love that. You said you get it done.
Hmm.
You get it done. When somebody is depending on Sean, you get it done. Does that show up in your own personal life?
Well, I get it from my personal life
Okay.
because I'm an only child.
Mm,
And so, excuse me. So, and up until 5 years ago, I took care of my mom from the time I was age 24 up until she passed away. So, making sure, staying on top of her and making sure she had meds or making sure she had her doctor's appointments. And even when it came time, when it was time for, I'm sorry, when it came time for me to say goodbye to her, there were certain things that had to be done. And I think something that my family would even say is that even in a crisis, I do what has to be done. I'll
mm,
have my breakdown moment once the party is over, once everyone has gone home, once the calls have stopped. I'll have my moment then. But when we're in the moment, I'm
mhm,
going to get, I'm going to plan, I'm going to do the hard things.
mm,
And then I'll think about I'll put myself last. And I
mm,
think that may be a flaw at certain point, at a certain time, but um I always tell my friends I'm the one to call in a crisis because I go into what needs to happen mode.
mm,
Okay, and now that this has happened, now we can do the feel. I'll have time for the feelings, but what needs to be done?
Okay. You said something that I was kind of noticing as you were talking is that you said these words, I'll put myself last.
Mm-hmm.
Put myself last. And you also said something, if I'll make an observation about if you were to look back on your life 20 years ago, you would have thought that you were going to be in a different place right now. Like you would be retired. We'd be sipping, margaritas or something like that on the beach
I'll
doing.
call your I'll call your jet to come get my jet. Exactly.
There we go, right? And so, but that hasn't necessarily happened at this point.
No.
Do Is it because you've historically put yourself last?
I guess you could say that. I mean, like, again, I took jobs in order to take care of my mom, and I kept those jobs because she was someone I had to support. And then, like I said, when she passed away, then it was just me. So then I had to support myself. Excuse me, I have a bad cough. I think so. I think that if for any reason I was able to be more selfish early on in my career, and I think I had my lifestyle would have set it up because I was single, because I didn't have any kids. I could have been flying all over the world doing whatever I needed to do, but my child was 21 years older than me, and she needed me. So I had to, certain opportunities I wouldn't even allow myself to pursue or to even attract because I had that responsibility.
Yeah, yeah. And so because you had that responsibility, you put your mom first, you put other people first, but now we're here, and it's like time to now focus on Sean and focus on. Oh, okay.
A little bit, because again, now I'm married and now I have bonus babies and I want to have my own baby. But at the same time, and thank God for my husband, because he is one of the most supportive people that I've ever had in my life. He's, again, I've said that I've decided to leave my current company and pursue other things. And he's like, whatever you want to do, don't worry about finances. I got us. I have the house. So, whatever you're going to do, I just want to make sure that you're able to sit back in 10 years and say, this was a very important time and you used it wisely. So he is encouraging me to, and I'm one of those people. Now you've given me the opportunity to dream. Oh, I want to be a photographer and a lawyer and a this and a this and a that. So I have to hone in my skills. I have to streamline it. But, when I said I wanted to go to law school, he went out the next day and bought me an LSAT book. When I said I wanted to take pictures, he started researching Canon versus Nikon photo, like what camera would best support me. So yes, I'm able to pursue things now, but I want to do it so that in a manner of which I'm still being able to be supportive in my family.
Okay, gotcha. Because your husband's supportive, but you want somewhat of harmony between what you pursue and making sure that family also remains at the top of your priority list.
Absolutely. I want to Tabitha Brown him. I want to be able to retire him in a couple of years.
Amen. We on the same plan. Okay. We on the same plan. Okay. So you have the support that you need, which is really, really good. In terms of the skills, we talked about you being results driven, task oriented, organization. You have that down, and you are a team player. Absolutely. And so when I say all of those things, how does that feel to you?
I'm not sure that it feels great because, again, the thing that keeps running through my mind is I've sacrificed myself for others / their dreams. So even in working in, like, I'm learning this year that maybe I'm an entrepreneur. I've always been terrified of that. But at the end of the day, I do understand how beneficial that can be to one's life to have to own and to have your own. But again, being that supportive person, I would much rather be in the background.
Okay.
So again, it doesn't make me feel awesome because I feel like I'm working towards someone else's dreams, but then it's also something that just comes naturally to me.
Okay. So those, it doesn't make you feel awesome because you feel like you're working towards somebody else's dreams. However, they come natural because they're strengths for you.
Absolutely.
How do you feel you can mobilize these to feel more intrinsic to you working towards your own dreams?
I think I'll just have to, I'm not sure that I'm going to say the right word here, but I think I'm just going to have to mobilize them in a way that it works for me. You know, I was watching a documentary the other day and I heard something that I never heard before, and it was called servant leadership. And so in servant leadership, that boss said that, you know, I lead in a way that I make those under me or those who I'm leading feel as if I'm their support.
Yeah.
So maybe I have to be able to frame it a little bit differently so that even though I'm ultimately the support person, I'm majorly the leader, and I'm reaping all of those benefits from something that I'm doing.
I love it. No, I absolutely love it. I love servant leadership. And this is what I try to do because it's just one of the biggest and the most I think impactful ways to lead. You can lead it in your family, you can lead like that in organizations, right? And so let's take servant leadership. And you talked about a couple different things, like even working with young girls and just, different ways that you can get out there, because I think you're still in the process of trying to figure out like the exact vehicle in order to move into next. But if you take servant leadership and you apply that to all of the different options you explained to me earlier, what seems the most magnetic and to go together?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I would have to think about that a little bit, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. Well, let me ask it another way. What does servant leadership look like to you in your current life right now? What would it look like?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe somehow goading my husband to take out the trash without me having to tell him, "Hey, baby, there's the trash over there." Maybe guiding him towards it.
I hear you.
But I think I do think that that's where I've been, but I haven't been empowered to use that term. And like again, in my current role, I am the go-to person.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because when I started in my role 3 years ago, it was just 3 of us. It was the CDO, one other person, and myself. And it was all hands on deck type thing. And so we did everything. And now the team has grown to another significant number. And I've had to literally train or be a part of the orientation of someone else in their career.
Yeah.
And give that part of what I used to do away to them. And I think the biggest problem for me is that left me in more of too much of a support role.
So
I gave my leadership away.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. So you're feeling like you had the servitude, right, part, but the leadership you gave that away, and you were not able to hold on to that to create this overall servant leadership, kind of like the way you wanted to show up in an organization. Okay. So going forward, right? Because we are coming up to the end of our session. And I want to kind of like, just kind of see if we can, figure out some steps that we can take going forward as you think about your skills and your strengths, because your skills to me look like servant leadership skills, right? Like they are very much in support of like team player. Like a servant leader is a team player, right? Organized, like you can be super organized as a servant leader, and while everybody else still do their part. You said task oriented, absolutely, and then results driven servant leadership. Like at the end of the day, you're still serving, the people who you work around, but you're still leading, you're setting that example. And so these right here, coupled with servant leadership, to me seems like a beautiful combination of a way to move forward. What would that look like to you as you're trying to figure out your vehicle that you want to move into? You went on mute.
Oh, I was saying, why is Dr. Kiki asking the hard questions? I'm not, again, I'm not sure what that looks like. And what I keep telling myself is maybe I need to retrain myself, or maybe I need to upskill myself in order to be able to transfer those skills into something that I hate to say are valuable, because I feel like they're valuable now, but to be able to educate myself more, so maybe take a leadership course and figure out how the skills that I already have are transferable.
Yeah.
I honestly, again, when I said to you earlier that I'm able to look at a problem and find step 1, step 2, step 3, I do think that being able to first pull back, which is what I'm doing, pull back and truly have a soul searching session of what is it that Sean wants outside of my marriage, outside of my family, outside of my job, outside of whoever. What is it that I truly dream about? And I think that once I know that I'm on that road, because I do feel like when I'm working, especially when I have 12-hour days, it's more of a hard work. So pulling back and figuring out exactly what it looks like for me, but then being able to strategically implement steps that will push me down a trajectory of this is where I need to be.
I love that. No, I love that. And you coming up with that, and you even recognizing that the pulling back of is even a step in itself. Right? There are so many people. I can't tell you how many people I coach, and I'm like, have you slowed down to stop to think about your life? And they're like, no, I'm just moving forward. And so I love that for you. And even your, potential the leadership class that you might take, right? All of these are great options. When you think about having the confidence and us talking about the connection between all of your strengths and servant leadership, where do you stand right now as we begin to close out our session today?
Well, I've been able, you forced me to think about some things. And I think even saying the word servant leadership, like it kind of turned on the light bulb of like, okay, wait a minute, there's a title for it.
Yeah.
So now that there's a title for it, that means somebody else has done it. So now I need to go and find those mentors. And then once I find those mentors and see what they've done, pick and choose what's right for me.
Yeah.
And then
you went on mute again.
Turn that into what I want to do or what I'm doing. I think one of the key components for me too is to stop thinking that I still have to pay my dues.
Ooh.
and just go ahead and be that professional,
Mm.
claim that I am that professional. That's something that's come up for me during this coaching session. Don't know if you knew you said it, but you did. Um,
Love it.
but just being able to stop paying my dues and saying, hey, I've earned this. I've earned the right to say this. I have my master's,
Yeah.
and that's something that never comes up in the conversation a lot of the times.
Hmm.
But how would someone know unless I project and I tell people who
Yeah.
I am? So I have to be able to market myself a little bit better. And I think that's where the confidence piece is going to come in.
I love that. I love that. So, what is your biggest takeaway from the session today?
That I've already done the work and now I just need to show up for it.
Hey. That makes me so excited for you, just because I know you've done the work, but you need to know that you've done the work,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that to me is so awesome. What did you learn about yourself?
I'm going to take something from a good friend of ours, Tiffany Owens,
Yay,
Esquire.
yes.
Uh, she said something to me during one of our last conversations. And she said that she knows that whatever she does, whatever job she goes into, she masters it and she makes it better.
Hmm.
And that resonates with me because that's who I am as well.
Yeah.
If you give me a chance, give me the opportunity to learn,
Hmm.
I will master it and I will make it my own.
Yes, you will. Yes.
So that's what I think. I just have to have the confidence to say that
Yeah.
and to make sure that the person that I'm saying it to hears my heart and knows, yes, you're right. She knows what she's talking about.
Absolutely. I love it. And what did you really learn about showing up confidently and being able to make the next moves in your life? About,
You just got to do it.
yeah, baby.
Just
That's,
got to do it. There's I'm an overanalyzer by nature.
mm,
Sometimes you just got to do it.
yeah. And so, what, I want you to be real specific with me. What action steps are you going to take away from our session to implement into your life?
So first and foremost, I'm going to take advantage of um, at least I will give myself 14 to 30 days. And I
Okay.
know myself because after that, I will get restless. I'm going to give myself 14 to 30 days to think about exactly what it is I want.
Okay.
And then step 2 will be quite possibly going after and seeking courses, maybe start something on Coursera
Mm,
or um, get some certifications. And I think that's most important too with getting my confidence. I already have a master's and an MPA behind my name, but putting
mhm.
some certifications behind my name so that other people know that I've been through things.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. So you're gonna take about, more than 30 days to really think about, brainstorm, potentially get more coaching on,
Mhm.
what it is you want to do. And then seeing, from there, maybe taking some classes, Coursera, there's so many places where you can get some training from, so that you can take those next steps to make that into something that is real and tangible in your life. Okay. I love that.
Who's gonna do it?
What obstacles could get in your way?
Fear, fear of
Okay.
failure. Um,
Yeah.
because I am moving so fast, because there are so many things that I want to have happen. You know, um, I mean, I know this is gonna get, but again, I've said I want to have a baby, so I hope soon to be pregnant, but I don't want that to take over
Yeah.
I want to do what you did, you know, have my family, but still have my career as well.
Yeah. Yeah. You know me, I believe in both and.
I, there you go, both and
Yes.
not or.
Not or.
Um, so I think fear of failure. I think letting things that I want take precedence and get in the way of everything.
Okay.
Um, and and God, I know that I have a great support system,
Yeah.
but just losing the faith of others. You know, I think I always feel like I have to prove myself to others. I have to prove that this is why I'm doing things. But if I just claim those two, it will be the fear of failure and allowing something to just take precedence over it.
And if and when those happen, what is the strategy that you can do to overcome those?
Well, I mean, I'm a spiritual person, so I know that God did not give us the spirit of fear.
Yeah.
So I just have to keep saying that to myself. You know, that's not of God. That's not of me. So I
Yeah.
just have to get over it. Do it anyway,
Yeah.
and then just keep mind, just let myself pace myself, and just know that whenever things start to happen, when the career gets good, still think about that goal to have a kid, have a baby, or
Yeah.
the baby is on the way. Still think about those things I want to accomplish,
I
and I
love.
also think to having mentors like yourself, like Tiffany. Like I said, she's a mom as well. Having those people and having them as examples of you can do it. I think those will help me.
I love that. And I'm a woman of faith myself, and I believe in prayer. And so I know a lot of times when I um get that fear, because we all get it, right? Like it ain't going nowhere.
Mhm.
But I will buckle down and really pray, because I know that, God at the end of the day is the center of everything. All right. So, in terms of accountability, how can you hold yourself accountable to do what it is that you say you're going to do?
Well, I have an amazing tribe of people who are online
Yay!
called
Shout
the
out
Thrive Tribe.
the Thrive Tribe.
You know, and it's through your community of women
Yeah.
who are just making it work.
Yeah.
You know, um, but I think posting and keeping in touch with those ladies who were in my class,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
the ladies who are coming after us,
Yep.
and the other community of ladies who are a part of it. I think that will allow me to stay motivated
Mm-hmm.
and accountable.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I
love.
think the Happy Women Lead Academy
Yeah.
is an important tool
Yeah.
to have for any professional woman. So I encourage anyone who listens to this podcast to join.
Yay. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. And so I just, as we close out, I want to say thank you, number one, for showing up so authentically and beautifully, and just giving us yourself, right? Because I think that, a lot of people sit on the sideline of their lives, and you have chosen not to do that. And I want to commend you for that, because you are in this thing to win it. And anybody who's in it to win it, you're going to win one way or the other, right? Like, you're going to win one way or the other. And so I want to thank you for the work that you've done. You have all the skills and the capabilities of getting to where you want to go, and that next career move that you decide to choose is going to be lucky. And the next place that you decide to land is going to be even more blessed because of your presence. And I just really wanted to acknowledge you and let you know that you're doing the work, and so you're going to get the prize at the end of the day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, does this seem like a good place for us to end our session today?
It does. However, I will continue with my coaching,
Yes.
with my team, my people.
Yes.
I think being vocal and letting people know what you want to do is important.
Hmm.
Because
Yes.
at the end of the day, I will not look like a fool, honey. So
You done told everybody on the
I
Dr.
told everybody. Now I got to do it. Got to do it now.
Absolutely. Well, Sean, thank you so much. Thank you so much for this session. Thank you so much for being on the Dr. Kiki Ramsey Show. And thank you all for listening. I see y'all out there. I didn't get to give you all a shout out. Thank you, Dr. Gail Crowder. Thank you, Kimberly. I thank you. There's so many people on IG who are also listening in as well. Thank you all for being here with us live. And if this session blessed you, please, please, please share it with somebody, because there's somebody out there who's in that 56% and they don't like their job either. It's just not working for them, right? Because we change and we grow and we evolve as people over time. And so if you are a woman, a professional woman who is ready for that change, who wants a supportive community, we invite you to come on over and join us in the Happy Women Lead community. Join us in the Thrive Tribe. As Sean has mentioned, we will welcome you with open arms because we are there to support you. All right, y'all. I love you. Until next time, peace.